And we are recording and live with Joe housekeeping Oltmann housekeeping
Housekeeping.
on on Wednesday, September 11th, 2024 at 3:05 p.m. Eastern time to I was gonna when I texted you the other day, I was like, what's the topic? Just so I can make a thumbnail. I didn't see like the original link you sent me. I just thought you sent me a picture of you and your dog. And
No,
I'm like, I'm like, we'll do that. Then I realized it was an actual link to about Dominion voting in Coomer. But I thought it was just you. Just sent me a picture of you and your dog. And I'm like, I appreciate that response. What's the topic? And it's just like puppy. But Mr. Oldman, your show is on Frank's Speech, as is mine. And you are also DCF Guns and DCF Buns. And I'm not sure which one's more important. I think the latter. You might think the former. But can you explain the link you sent to me? I mean, just you're giving them $1,000 a day, basically
I'm
saying
not.
do
Yeah, I'm
something.
not. I'm not giving them anything. I mean, we
Uh,
we we're trying to. I mean, we're trying to appeal it, but they're trying to. Basically, this is their way to demoralize me. Give up the people that give you access to the Facebook account. He's already admitted they're his. So why do I have to give up anybody?
hmm.
Why do I have to give up anybody? You already said that they're all your posts. So why do you have to give? Why would you have to give up anybody? Right? And they want me to give up the Antifa kid. Now, keep in mind, they have come to my house with guns. They sent powder through the mail. They poisoned me in December of 2021. They literally made threats against my family. I had personal security detail for 18 months. My house is fortified. I can't go anywhere without carrying a weapon. I have to check a gun everywhere I go when I go across the country. I mean, I literally am on alert all the time because of these radicals. And they want me, and I have resources. Well, I did until $1,000 a day, and they don't. So why would I ever do something to harm another person? And people are like, Joe, think of yourself before you think of anybody else. Well, that's the problem with our country is that we got pieces of trash in our government who think of others before they think or think of themselves before they think of others. And our society is built off selfless sacrifice. I mean, the only reason we're here is because of what happened in World War II, where the beaches of Normandy moment, where men went and died in order to protect things that they thought were real in our country. Turns out they're not. But now we're at that place where we can get behind the veil and see everything. And now that we're seeing it, we're like, okay, well, this doesn't make any sense. Why would we let our country go the way of communism, Marxism, the thing that's killed over 100 million people in the last 100 years? We wouldn't. And so it's a place where it's very uncomfortable to be because I know that the judge is rotted to the core. I know the Dominion they're liars. They've never been held accountable for being liars. I know Eric Coomer is a liar. I know he's a demonic liar. He's got the Church of Satan's favorite artist tattoo on his arm. These are really bad people, and so all I can do is just stand up and fight. So that article was in response to the what we have what the judge said I had to do. And let me give you a little bit of context to it. I
Mhm.
was asked to go do a deposition in a case that I'm not even a party to. So I'm not a party to the case. And they said, you need to come to a deposition with the Clay Clark deal. Now, Eric Coomer sued Clay Clark for giving me the ability to come out and speak on stage about Eric Coomer. That's it. Just said, hey, go out and speak about Eric Coomer. And I'm like, okay, I'll go out and speak about Eric Coomer. And so I did. And because of that, they sued Clay Clark for my words. Now you're welcome to sue me. I mean, I'm all about it. Like we'll go to court. Let's go to court. But they sued everyone around me in order to keep everyone silent, make sure that I was basically isolated. And the idea is that you don't have a First Amendment right to hear from someone else. And you want to say all you want. You want to say, Joe, that's not true. Great. Let's fight it out. Let's go. But you sued everybody else in order to cause them economic harm in order to then put yourself. I mean, it's lawfare. It's nothing but lawfare. So I was asked to show up to the deposition. The judge said that you're a journalist, but it doesn't matter that you're a journalist. You have to violate the shield laws that protect your sources. You have to tell us who your sources are. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not never going to do that. I'm never going to do that for money. I'm never going to do that because I don't believe that you should ever subject somebody else to harm. And they're like, oh, nothing will happen to him. We'll protect him. We'll protect this source. The only people that'll know, Coomer won't even know. It'll just be us attorneys. Tommy, do you believe that?
No.
They can't keep President Trump safe. They've never kept anybody safe. They've never kept a whistleblower. Look at the Boeing whistleblower. You heard about him?
Which one?
The one that blew his head off.
Yeah.
But we really don't think he blew his head off. He was in a deposition in between it, and all of a sudden he shows up dead. They're not going to keep anybody safe. These are demons. These are demonic people. And so they asked me the questions. They asked me a bunch of questions in the deposition. First of all, inside the deposition, they had the room at 78 degrees under a video deposition. 78 degrees in order to make me uncomfortable. It was hot. Put on top of that, which we know he did it on purpose. Put on top of that, they want to ask me questions that they know I'm not going to answer. So I didn't answer. I got up and I left. I was like, if you're going to ask me this question, I'm going to leave. They're like, you can't leave. Yes, actually I can. And I did. Stood up, walked out. So then the judge went in front of the magistrate. The magistrate says, we want to charge him $300 a day till he gives up his sources. Well, I have a constitutional right. I have a right to protect people. I have a right for them not to ask me questions. And by the way, Tommy, I was not a third party to this Antifa call. I was on the call. I've heard Eric Coomer's voice many, many times. Same voice that was on that call. Same voice. And Eric Coomer cleaned the entire internet of anything Eric Coomer. Anything Eric Coomer, they cleaned who has the ability to do that, Tommy?
State powers, specifically the US, maybe China, maybe Russia.
Cleaned it off. And all of a sudden, they literally wiped the slate of this guy. He wiped all of his social platforms. He did all of this. Now there's emails and stuff that's coming out that's showing that Eric Coomer is complicit and committing crimes while trying to do stuff overseas in Serbia, which is where our code is built. So our election systems that run 50% of the vote of the people is over in Serbia. We just had a problem in Kosovo not that long ago. And yet our election systems are done over there. And he said he didn't write an ounce of the code. Wouldn't have found out that's not true. That's a lie. He's testified in other cases that he actually wrote code. So nothing that the guy said is truthful. Nothing that Dominion has done has been truthful. They have gaslit the American people. Now they want to get access to sources so they can kill those people. They want to demoralize me. They have silenced me, shut me off from every platform, and literally done as much damage as they can to my life to basically punish me. And now they're doing the same thing, $1,000 a day. They want to charge me $1,000 a day. Until I give up so $365,000 a year. And they want me to pay the attorney's fees. And they just, in a case that I'm not even a party to. I'm not even a party to the case. It's legalized extortion. It violates my rights. I have no appealability on the case because I'm not a party to the case. So I can't appeal the case. And so we're appealing on the idea that this judge has absolutely lost his mind. But it's a rotted judge. It's a judge that has done this before in multiple other cases. I went through a bunch of other cases that this Judge Martinez is actually tied to, and it's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. But people don't have the money to fight it. They don't have the money to fight this judge who just frankly acts really badly, evil. And it's just another one of the evil things that they're doing to me. So there you go.
Why is it that you can't talk about Eric? Who's the other guy years ago? Caramella? What do you remember that? I don't even remember what it was. I think it was 2019, maybe earlier. So Cara is like CIA. It literally was like CIA. It's like Caramella. But that's the only other time I've ever heard of her. It was like you'd see all these media personnel like Tim Pool and Alex Jones, and they'd be like, you can't say the name. And the only other time I've heard that is with Eric Cooper. Why is it that who are these people is this not the Streisand effect? I didn't know who Andrew Tate was until I saw every news station at once a couple of years ago saying,
I didn't know who it was either.
I legitimately thought he was like a baseball player. I was like, who is this? And now he's in my orbit of consciousness. I know who he is. So on that sense, like they're not intelligent, but what is even the like the why is it that you can't talk about Eric Coomer? Like what I didn't know who this person was.
And he was only the director of strategy and security for Dominion voting system, but he went to Mongolia and negotiated a contract with that country. He was in China at the conference for election integrity or election systems in Wuhan, China, years ago. Here's a guy that literally used to work for uh, uh, Sequoia Voting Systems, who was forced to be sold because of corrupt practices within their organization. This is the same organization that then gave their software from Dominion to Smartmatic, and Smartmatic gave Dominion their software. So they're actually sharing all the. This is one big cabal,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really bad. It is really, really, really bad.
Without even going into just as a just to kind of remove it to what word am I looking for? To I don't know, snip it off and just examine it independently, regardless of whether or not it's right or wrong, but just as like a biopsy. I get things like there's a guy serving like a million life sentences in ADX Florence for disclosing the B-2 stealth bomber's propulsion system to
Right.
China, and like I think he's been in there since the early 2000s. And okay, I get that. That's higher than TSSCI. That's a special access program. Okay. And then I get things operations, Delta Force here or DevGru there. You could argue, well, why are we even there? I get that, but just as a in a vacuum, like okay, but I do get it. Like these people signed on for and they took these clearances, and we executed the Rosenbergs in the 50s for disclosing A-bomb secrets to the Soviets, Klaus Fuchs. So I get that. Regardless of right, wrong, I just as a system, I understand it.
Yes.
You can't do that. But if Eric Coomer is what he was doing, was that because you can say, well, if you're not a government official, how does it affect you? Well, Northrop Grumman, when they were building the B-2 Spirit, and before that, the F-117 Nighthawk, or that was Lockheed Martin, they get when they create these programs, they get engulfed in the special access program. It becomes like a hybrid, and all the employees are subject to these government rule. I get that as like a weapon system. Was what he was doing, was that under like a classified U.S. program? Because I mean, it doesn't sound like he's officially a government employee, so he's a private company. But like building a stealth bomber, if you're part of that private company, you fall under the jurisdiction of that special access program. And if you speak about this, you're gonna spend 100 years in prison. So everything I'm asking is like just to remove the whole they're communists, they're demons, they're pedophile. I get all that. I'm on board with you, but just as an abstraction, just cut it out, put it in the textbook, and go, Bob gave Bill 5 bananas. How many does he have left? Just as an equation, what did he do that makes it so we can't talk? If you came on here and you're like, Northrop Grumman suing me $1,000 a day, Tommy, I told China all about our propulsion system, I'd be like, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You're gonna get me killed. I don't even know what he did. Voting systems. Was
Right.
that so what did he do that we can't? I know I'm kind of meandering, but like what did he do that can't be spoken about? I'm
Well, so
completely
why and
lost.
why, by the way, if Eric is innocent, if Eric Coomer is innocent, then why is it the guy is a psychopath and when he ran into a building drunk and then went to park his car down the street with a trash front end and then ran into a bar and drank 2 shots because that's what you would do, and then lied over and over and over and over 4 times, lied to the police. I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. That you have witnesses that say that you ran into you're wearing the same shirt like this. It's I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea. I mean, he literally did it 4 times. And then his attorney shows up on the side of the road. I mean, Tommy, I don't even know if you have the ability to play videos. Do you have ability to play videos on here?
Yeah, or I can share it with you. Um,
I don't think you can because I have to go through the studio.
oh,
But
I'll
but
have
I
to
think
share it. Yeah.
but I think that if you I don't know if you've seen this, but this is the video. Have you seen the video?
No.
Um Here, it's kind of long. But
If it's long, don't play because people tune out.
well, I don't know how you tune out to it, but and you can skip through it. But this is let me see if I can find one that's not as long. That was 15 minutes. This is them suing me. This is a guy suing him. Everyone's settling just to get away from Eric Coomer. Here we go. We'll just send you this one. So this is Eric Coomer, and we're going to catch you a little bit off guard on this, just because I think that. Let me see if I can find it.
Are you sending it to me?
Yeah. See if I can. Yeah, here we go. Just send it to you. But in this video, this is me talking about. Let me see how many minutes forward you can go on this. Okay, you can go to the 2:28 mark. See, 2:17 mark of this video.
Okay. All right, playing it.
He is under a lot of stress. He runs his car into a building.
Watch this.
Holy sh!
Yeah. I don't know if everyone else can see it. Can everybody else see it?
No, I can see. Can you not see it?
No.
Oh,
No, it's just
I'm playing it. Is that right here? I can.
I just wanted people to see it.
Yeah, no, I can see it here. Here. I'm sharing my screen. I think then share entire screen. Okay. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Did you see?
Now go back to the part where you can see the building.
His defamation suit. He is under a lot of stress. He runs his car into a building.
Okay, he ran his truck into that.
I'm sorry, it's going to be SA9. And so what exactly did you see?
We were walking, we're coming around the corner towards us here.
And you were by Sweeties?
Around the corner, right
Where I contacted you? Okay.
So right now we're on the other side of the street. He was literally.
Where he crashed into? Okay.
We were about as far as my cousin is right there. From it.
Okay.
We hit the bricks. He came, my cousin said, "Whoa." I turned to look at him and the truck came running.
Okay. How fast do you think he was going?
I don't know if he was 10, 15 maybe.
Okay.
I mean,
And did you see him run that stop sign?
it obviously didn't stop because it was in full progress. I mean,
Full motion?
Yeah, it was. He didn't stop.
And then what did you see after he came through the intersection?
He stopped. Looked like his head bounced off the steering wheel. Still had the phone in his hand.
Okay.
Looked right at me. Put the car in gear. Looked back at his phone. At the three, backed up. Checked his mirrors and went.
Okay. He's on foot?
Yeah. Near the street, on the tree in.
Plum tree in?
Yeah, took off on foot down the street.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that.
Take his picture.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, so
I'll be right with you, sir.
I did. If you can zoom in, you can see some.
Did you see where he went?
Well, yeah, he was clearly walking back this direction after he ditched the truck.
How's it going? Good, how are you? Good. Are you Eric?
Yeah.
So, were you driving your truck? No, I've been here putting the order away. Okay, who was driving your truck? I don't know. Okay, so where is your truck? It's 2 blocks down on the right. Okay. And you just parked it there? Yeah. Okay. Have you had anything to drink since you got here? Yeah. I've had a couple shots with the. Where are you parked there? Came from my house, came down. I live up on the Mesa. Okay. So I came down side route, came down Sackett, parked over there. Okay. So what happened in between that? Okay. Nothing. Nothing at all. So you didn't hit a building? No. Okay. Unfortunately, I have your truck with damage on it. Okay. Matching damage to a building down there. Okay. And witnesses saying a guy in blue plaid got out of the truck and came back here. Okay. So you're saying that wasn't you? No. You understand whether it's hard to believe that? Understood. But.
So I had a little accident down there, huh? No, I didn't. No. Okay, there are tons of witnesses down there described it to a T.
Okay, you get the point, right?
So you can either be honest about it or you can stick to your story.
Not sure what you're asking about.
The accident that happened right over here.
Not sure what.
Second, you weren't driving and had an accident in your own vehicle?
Not that I recall.
Not that you recall. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that then.
Can I just stay here till that witness comes down? Sure. Have you step out. I'm not gonna put you in handcuffs or anything. I'm just having you step out when they get there.
Okay, this gentleman's his attorney is just wondering what's going on later.
Mike? Brett.
Yeah.
Lower
Okay.
the law firm Kane and Skernoulis. They are representing Eric in his suit. They have an office just around the corner. Of local interest, Kane and Skernoulis also represent Allison Brown in her lawsuit against Chaffee County.
Well, basically, long story short, he crashed into.
All right, you pull it down. I put the link inside of your deal.
Okay.
So you can go back and watch it.
Yeah.
But the reason why, I mean, you saw what his face, right?
Yeah.
You saw the building.
Yeah.
You so that's Eric Coomer. That's the guy that runs 50% of the vote of the American people, that runs into buildings and goes in and drinks and then lies about hitting the building and then parks his car and then says, "Oh, I've been under a lot of stress." He's not accountable because no one in their place is accountable for anything. They can steal your voice, do whatever they want to you, sue you, lawfare you, capture the media, delete everything from Google, and then come after and go after those people that say, "Listen, these guys stole the election in 2020. He said that he was going to do it and he did it. And they want me to give up the sources so they can kill them and demoralize me, along with everybody else in this country, that they've lied, that there's no evidence and no, but there's tons of evidence, but they make it up as they go along. Now you haven't seen it, but now you've seen it. How do you feel about that?
As someone that I worked security at bars in college, and you just had to be sober.
He was
And-
drunk.
Yeah. It turned me off from alcohol for like years, because the freshman year I was partying like an idiot. My sophomore year I was working several nights a week at this college bar, and I was just like, this is what I've been doing on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You just see it's just like these weird Roombas. Everyone's just bumping around. Hi, you see same people say hi to me 10 times. And my point is whenever I always note that there are three types of people. Number one is about 45% of people get very angry, very belligerent.
Yeah.
You have to deal with them with an iron fist. There's no discussion. They have to be thrown out. Another 45% of people get overly submissive. It's shameful as men, but at the same time, they're very easy to deal with. Hey man, can you move? Oh yeah, sorry. All right, whatever. 10% of people, they don't get angry or submissive, but their IQ is dropped by 60%. Just truly not all there.
Right.
That's what that was. The same blank. It brought me back to just the kind of the blanks. I'm like, hey man, I just saw you urinating on the deck. A bunch of sorority girls just came in here giggling and screaming. Me. Your dick's out, man. Yeah, urine all over your jeans. There's cameras. You gotta trust me. You probably just want to go. Just get kicked out before they call the cops. They're gonna call the cops. I think you just need to go. Wasn't me, dude. Listen, man, I get it. I'm 21 too. Just you gotta go. I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. And it's like, dude, that's what that was. He was in that third category of they didn't seem belligerent or submissive. Just The IQ's gone. And I don't mean the IQ is gone and that they don't remember what they did. I mean, they think they're being cunning and getting away with it. They think it's like a 4-year-old. Like, did you eat the cookies? No. Okay, well, there's a cookie jar on the ground. You have chocolate all over your face. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't eat it. That's what he was. And when you're in college and you just kick someone out, you go, well, that guy's an idiot, but I guess that, whatever. But this guy runs the election systems. And so that's what I think of that.
And here's the thing that I want people to understand that maybe you don't, is that like I was a tech guy. I was in all these companies. I only came out in 2020 to protect my community because they were burning it to the ground and saying everyone needs to stay home, put on a mask. And all of that was proven false. All of it. Masks don't work. They actually put this in our communities. Then they told us that, frankly, there was nothing that could save us, but ivermectin could and hydroxychloroquine could. Then they put big ventilators on people and literally burst the inside of their lungs and caused major organ failure. They did that on purpose. They paid hospitals $50,000 to kill people each. Those are all proven facts that they want to walk past as they've done damage to our communities. Only reason I got involved is because they shut down our community. That's it. And that's how I got on this. They shouldn't have written bad articles about me. They should never, 100%, should not have done the COVID deal. I mean, they probably could have stolen the election without COVID. They could have. They could have done the same thing without COVID, probably got the same outcome, but they needed the chaos. They didn't have confidence in themselves. And that would have, there's the only reason I was on that call. It's prophetic. It literally is, it's God, and God is working in all of this. I mean, I don't even know how to say it any other way. Because I'm also a system architect. I also looked into Dominion. I also went in and said, okay, could they actually steal the election? You get into it and you're like, absolutely, they can steal it. The whole system is fraudulent. It's fraudulent. But they lie. They lie and lie and lie and lie. And they put this little prick up on a pedestal. And they've literally tried to destroy my life. And they've done a pretty good job of it. Except for the fact that no matter what happens to me, I have Jesus and they get to go to hell.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
That's how it ends.
Have your fun today, because I will have mine. So there you go.
I was looking at some like painting. I don't know what, I think it was like a Renaissance painting or something. And I don't know, the caption's in Latin or something. But I don't know, there's some guy and he's like staring into a portal of hell and sees Judas being burned alive. And they go, how sad, and the painting was from like 1700. And he goes, how sad. Judas is burning in hell for 1700 years. And then the other guy goes, his stay is just starting because that's eternity. And that one kind of stuck with me. He goes, 1700 years. It's just starting. It's like, I'm 34. If I talk to a 5-year-old, they'd be like, Christmas is a lifetime away. I'd be like, no, it's right around the corner. It's already talking about. It's just starts. So that's how I always try to just draw things in comparison to eternity and now. But furthermore, I go, it's also not an accident that we're here and this is happening. Like it's not like I don't know, it's not like it's like Black Hawk Down or something. And we're going in and we're the two snipers going to get Mike Durant. We're like, where's the close air support? There's not an accident.
No.
God didn't abandon you. And we're like, dude, they're stealing the election. They're communists. They're chopping kids' genitals off. They're releasing bioweapons. If it is eternity, this lifetime is a fraction of a blink of an eye. And it's not an accident. You're here to, God doesn't want me, I've gone into a million times. God doesn't want marionettes. He doesn't want a marionette. You want free will. God wants to see what you do. God doesn't want to know can God create a rock so heavy he can't lift? Yes. He wants free will. He wants to see what you do in the face of evil. So it's also not, I try to remember that, is it doesn't make the suffering any less. The anxieties, the fear, the depression, it doesn't make it any less. A scary dream is scary while you're in it. But it's also not an accident. We're here to, what do we do in the face of hopeless corruption and unimaginable, depraved evil. And I'm, to the best of my knowledge and to the best of my intelligent guesstimation, is you're supposed to fight. That's the best thesis I have on 34 years of consciousness, the best been able to piece together. That's my sit rep on what is this life. So I don't know.
And this is the part that bothers me the most is that, I mean, I just have to say it because I think it's important for us to talk about it. But why am I why personally, if I came forward with it, if it's not true, then why did they attack everyone else around me that he talked to? Why is it that ASOG wrote a report back in December of 2020 that says that the system of Dominion was designed to actually defraud the voter? Why is it that you had people that were bringing votes down from New York to Pennsylvania in truckloads? Why is it that in Michigan they delivered thousands of ballots in the middle of the night? Why is it and did they shut down voting across the entire country at 10 o'clock at night and then restarted while no one else was there? Why? Why is it that we've had canvases and everything else that don't add up? And why is it that judges said that we would not hear it on standing and get and stop the ability for us to get into those election systems? And the only ones, Tommy, that we actually got access to the system and we laid it all out, we were able to prove the fraud, Antrim County. Prove it. We got access to the image. We looked inside of it. All of a sudden, it's really bad. We go to Arizona. Every single box of those ballots was open, except for the ones that were supposed to be. Everyone was open. And you had multiple, 200 precincts in one, or 38 precincts in one box, which is impossible for it to happen. They literally just started stuffing ballots in different boxes that they just cut open and threw the ballots in. They created chaos, and they had chaos agents like that guy, Javon Pulitzer, who's a liar. They had other chaos agents that were a part of the government that came in to stand as resistance. And it's just all orchestrated. And you'd say, well, man, you're just paranoid. And I would go, how could you look at what happened in 2020, 2021? They're literally talking about cutting off the penises of boys. They're grooming children in first grade. They're passing laws to give abortion up until and including the birth of a baby. How is it even that we're functioning as a society and allowing that to happen? And somewhere along the line, I'm wrong. Because somebody feels like they're a girl, but they don't. It's dysphoria that's created by this social contagion. Tell me how we get every bit of evidence up in Mesa County, those 4 reports that show that they were running MySQL database management software on the actual EMS system. And how about the fact that the flash drives, you go to put the flash drives in and it can change every outcome inside the machine onto the flash drive. We're not serious people. We're allowing these people to treat us like we are ants and we are institutional slaves. We are not doing the right thing. And I'm standing up saying, you know what? I don't want to live in a world that is run by these evil demons. And I certainly don't want to get a seat at the table having a debate over whether or not we're better off today than we were 4 years ago in some just kabuki theater of people on social media telling us that Kamala Harris somehow did better than President Trump yesterday while she's wearing a microphone in her ear. It's silly, Tommy. It's silly. Anyone that's listening to this, it's silly. We're silly. We're silly people.
I didn't watch the debate because I generally, it's not changing anyone's minds. There's no same thing. No one's doing anything. They're just cheering and screaming. Well, to answer your question, how is it not true? Well, it's because it is true. It's that wouldn't do it if it wasn't true.
Right.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm sympathetic to the feeling of just frustration and rage, and I try not to slide off and fall into a pit of apathy. And
yeah, I'm not that way. I don't think we're there. I think people are afraid right now. I think people are afraid right now. They are deathly afraid 100% they are deathly afraid of even having the conversation. They don't want to have the conversation. They don't want to have the conversation because if you have the conversation, unfortunately, where does it lead you? Right?
What makes it real? Because right
Very
now
real.
you can still put your head in the sand. But the second you start going, hey, that Titanic's slipping, or today's September 11th, the second you go, hey man, we should probably get out of this building. I know it sucks and it's scary, but we gotta start walking down because it makes it real.
You
But
know, how do you feel about the fact that they treat you like you're stupid?
I don't pay mind to it. I don't. I expect nothing from them, so I guess nothing surprises me, and that's not giving them a pass. I they're pedophiles and they're demons. Like I don't, well, of course they're gonna treat me like I'm stupid. They literally worship effigies of Moloch and Baal, like on video. Like we know that's true. We know through the Hillary Clinton emails from John Podesta. We know they're into spirit cooking. Like this isn't like, oh, you're a schizo. Like we know that's provably true. So nothing surprises me. My bar of expectation is at the bottom of the ocean. So of course they're gonna treat me like I would be shocked if they showed me any decency. I would be very I'd be more on edge. If they came out today and said the director of national intelligence, the head of the 17 intelligence agencies came out today and said, we are concerned about massive fraud this November 5th and that entrenched Democrats might try to steal the election from President Trump. That would make the hair on my neck stand up because I'd be like, what are they doing? So to answer your question, I expect nothing from them. I expect the least of anything from them. So of course they're going to treat me like I'm stupid. Why wouldn't they?
Well, and that gets you down to the fact that they're tricking people into taking a stance based on bot traffic, demcast, and lying. And they're getting people who we know are evil people. Like we know that Hollywood is filled with evil people, and yet people are somehow listening to Bette Midler. Now, I mean, CBS said that. I mean, let's just call it what it is. CBS came out and said that there are no other thing that you can have other than this vaccine. Pump that into your body, and oh, by the way, stay at home. They knew they were lying. The origins of the origins of COVID were in Wuhan, China, and we were funding gain of function research, which is against the law, over there with Fauci, the same guy that lied about the AIDS epidemic. Yeah. It is. I can't even reconcile what we're dealing with to reality that we deal with every day. And the fact that, I mean, man, there should be people we should have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are standing together right now in every community saying, get out, get out. We should be kicking them all out. The Secretary of State in every state, we should have tens of thousands of men that are at the courthouse or at their having a conversation saying, get out. It should not be a debatable thing that Kamala Harris has destroyed our country and let 15 million illegals. We should not be sitting on the sidelines waiting for someone else to save our community. We should be saving our community. And when that piece of crap Biden said that you need F-16s and Abrams tanks, if you want to stop them from doing what they're doing, no, you don't. No, you don't. You absolutely do not. You need to execute force as Americans based on the Declaration of Independence, which says that at what point the government becomes against the people have a right, an obligation to stand up and throw them out. And that's what we should be doing right now.
Yeah, the Vietnamese were known for their F-16s, weren't they?
Yeah.
Those goat farmers in Africa or in Afghanistan, they're known for their Abram tank division. It's formidable.
I'm telling you, we just have to stand up. I mean, these are enemies of the people. Merrick Garland is an enemy of the people. Barack Obama is an enemy of the people. Kamala Harris is a enemy of the people. Joe Biden is a empty shell of a man. But it is much deeper than those people. See, you can buy other people just because you can bully them because they have chosen elections to put weak people in those positions and hoping that they will actually not stand up to the cabal. And then when they do, they go after them like they did Tina Peters. I think we should be done with it. That's my feeling.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't disagree with you. I don't know what like the logical steps are. I mean, I know how it ends. It ends with taking care of your family and your own and watching it. That's how it began 10,000 years ago, and that's how it will probably end. I don't know. I mean, I feel like you and I were preaching to the choir. You and I both
Yep.
agree with everything we're saying, and everyone that's watching, I would imagine they also agree. But I think the beatings will continue until morale improves. I mean, it's just going to keep getting more absurd to where it's going to take the average person being like, you already see like articles be like, listen, eating cats is a time honored tradition in Haiti. Like, you get to a point where you're going to have people slowly but surely, more and more, it's we're playing hangman. When I was little, I remember when I was really little and I was with my parents, my three brothers, and I don't know, we were stuck somewhere in the middle of the night at an airport trying to get home. We lived in Arkansas at the time. And I remember we were like sitting at the terminal and they were just kept saying like, does anyone want to take another flight and we'll give you a voucher? And then it'd be like, hey, we'll also give you a meal voucher. So you're going to be at the terminal for a while, but you can go get a nice meal. And then it was like, well, we're going to offer you a hotel room. You can stay overnight. Then it was like, we'll offer you like 2 hotel rooms and like a free cab. And finally it was like 11 p.m. and it's like, I was like 7 and they were like, here's the presidential suite at the local holiday. Like someone will give you a free plane ticket and like 10,000 miles. And finally my mom was like, we'll take it. And like me and my little brother, like I just remember like swimming at like the hotel pool that night. It's the opposite of that. Everyone's sitting in the terminal. And there are people like you and I who are like, they're like, hey, does anyone want to take the next flight? And you and I are like, I know where this is going. Screw this. And we just stand up and leave the airport. More and more people, it's going farther and farther. But I mean, I think last week I saw an unironic meme. Somebody was like, childless atheist cat women for Harris. And as if God is just like, watch this. A week later, like the main news story is, are Haitians eating cats?
Well, I mean, I
Like
will
it
tell
will
you,
continue. The
I mean,
vouchers will continue.
so why is it that we're so afraid of standing up to these people? We're afraid of ridicule. We're afraid of demoralization. I mean, we can't even call it what it is. We can't even take a step back from the trees and say, look at what they're doing to Joe. Like I'm willing to protect people that frankly I barely know. Right? If not know. Like I haven't talked to the Antifa kid in 3 years. I have no way to get a hold of him. I smashed that phone into a million pieces. There's zero way that I could get a hold of that individual ever again. And I did it on purpose to protect that person. Right? And so, but now we're at this place where, man, I can't even, where they can demoralize you. And bro, just 3 days ago, they literally called and threatened my wife. They called me and threatened me. They called over 50 times from 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Day after day after day after day. I mean, and that's what people are afraid of. That's why they don't want to stand up. They're afraid of J6ers. They're afraid of being put into a prison and a gulag in Washington, D.C. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of standing up and actually having to pay a consequence for being the first one to run onto the beaches of Normandy. And nobody wants to die an early death. Right? You certainly don't. Nobody
Sure.
does. So I mean, I just look at it from a different perspective. I personally look at it from a different perspective, that until we decide that we've had enough collectively, until we build that fraternity that we need to have, we're going to continue to face this ridiculousness. And that's what it is. It's ridiculousness. Unless you can convince me something otherwise.
No, I won't do that. I can't do that. But what I will push back on is that no one wants to even vocalize for fear of ridicule. That is not nearly as true as it was 4 years ago. As
Right.
someone that just, this is what I do day in and day out. The number of people who, and you can see kind of, big like mile markers like an Elon Musk or someone, but you can see that, you see a big name here, you see an RFK, a Tulsi, an Elon, whatever. But the number of people who won't stand up and be ridiculed, that number is reducing at an exponential rate. I mean, just the change in Rumble in 4 years, the change in just what people are willing to say. I mean, it was pariah. Like, you make a post on Facebook or YouTube, and you'd get those fucking faggoty banners that are like, the election hasn't been called by AP yet. And I got banned. But I was early on, I'm hard-headed, I'm a psychopath, whatever. What was like a radical thing 4 years ago to say this is a lab-made bioweapon is now, it's not even less radical. It's like you say it in passing. You're like, yeah, I know, and China released it. The number of people who are afraid to stand up to it is reducing. And then people are standing up to it. And yes, you see what's happening to you, but that doesn't happen to every single person. People are seeing that you can stand up and go, hey, you know what? I don't think it's right that these immigrants are eating our cats. Sorry. That is, the threshold is reducing. You
So
don't.
I did call my friend who's Haitian. And I was like, my brother, you got to tell me, the cannibals in Haiti. And he's like, dude, are there cannibals in Haiti? Yeah, my brother, you got to tell me. Is it true? Because I went to Open Chat AI and it says, ChatGPT says, no, there is no cannibals in Haiti. He goes, Joe, cannibalism has been a part of African culture for a long time. And that did migrate over to Haiti. And there are certain people underneath the voodoo science and that study voodoo that will eat people. And I was like, so my brother, there is cannibalism in Haiti. And he said, yes. I said, my brother, I did this, by the way. By the end of it, he told me, he's like, if you do not stop with
I was going to say, I just imagine your friend is like a Haitian guy and he's like a doctor in Manhattan. He's like, Joe, hello. And you're like, my brother. And he's like, well, sorry. He's just like in Columbia Med School.
Yeah, you have no idea. I've done that to people that I have a lot of doctor friends. And he's like, my brother. I go, my brother, do you eat cats and dogs in Haiti, my brother? And he goes, we'll eat anything in Haiti. And I went, are you serious? He goes, do you remember when they had all of the issues in Haiti and the floods and the destruction? He goes, yeah. He goes, there wasn't a pet left.
Yeah.
He goes, we ate them all. And he goes, and yes, we'll eat cats, we'll eat dogs. We actually like cats. He literally told me this. He goes, yes, 100%. They're eating cats and dogs. And I go, but my brother, he goes, talk to me normally and stop with the my brother stuff. Right. But he's a educated guy. And,
yeah.
And so I just wanted to call him. I was like, man, I know he lived in Haiti. Right. And I got another friend, James, that I called him. And he's like, Joe, don't get me started. I was like, I need you to come on the podcast because I know you will. And he's like, no. He served in the military. Super good dude. He's from Haiti. So, and I think his dad's from Barbados too. So, I mean, a little bit of, anyway. So what I'm telling you is that they're lying.
Yeah.
They're lying about everything. There's nothing they're telling the truth about.
It just, it's not gonna, it's going to continue is my point, is like, and it's not, it will continue regardless of you and I. You and I can drop that, right? It's going to continue because it is no different than the water in the Titanic. you're going, my feet are wet, and you're like, you conspiracy theory. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, like it's my pants are wet, and you're like, well, I don't want it. It doesn't matter whether or not you believe it. It's the unstoppable rising of the Atlantic Ocean as your tiny little ship goes under. The ocean's eating a million ships, it'll eat a million more. It
Right.
doesn't matter. So my point is like it will continue. Even I mean, you have Elon Musk, tweeting about like you have him retweeting. It's like a random dude made a post the other night, and he was he's got like 1,000 followers on Twitter, and he's like, I fear the United States is targeting SpaceX because of Elon's political views, and the guy's like, as an avowed liberal, he's like, but I champion space exploration, and I don't think the government should be doing this. So there's someone that's just a random dude with like 1,000 followers well, had the balls to stand up and go, I'm gonna say this. And then Elon retweets him and it gets like 15 million impressions. So my point is people are starting to stand up and go, hey, I don't even want to get political about I don't Trump, whatever. I just think multi-planetary space exploration is important. I don't think the government should say. And then the owner of Twitter retweets it. So my point is that there is so much potential energy. It is like an inverted, it's like a sloppily made stack of rocks. I went to the top of Mount Washington last week with my family. And at the top, there are all these like stacks of rocks for like hikers to be able to see when the clouds cover like 50 yards apart. And you look at them and they're just so precariously just 5,000 feet up on the edge. And you're just like, that is the definition of potential energy. You just
Yes.
tap it once and just it'll all go down. So my point is like there's so much potential energy built up. There's it means nothing when a conservative like yourself or myself stands up. But when you see someone like, hey, lifelong Democrat here, which is by the way the equivalent of putting the lamb's blood over the door, they're like, hey, I'm with her, women's rights. But then they go on to say like, can we leave space exploration out of this? And then that gets amplified. My point is there's so much potential energy, and the only real or one of the only real weapons that the current regime has is that no one feels like they have potential energy. Everyone thinks that they're a single rock alone in a field. They don't realize that they're part of a massive pile of rocks on the edge of a cliff. And they're being told you're a rock in the middle of the field. You can't move. The
Yeah.
reality is you're a rock on top of a giant mountain, and it's like, hey, wait, you kick yourself off and an avalanche starts. So their demoralization, it's all worked. I'll hand it to them. It's all worked. They've silenced everyone. They've shut down everything. But energy is conserved. So my point is like it is you and I don't see it, and it's very frustrating because we're in it every day, and I've been banned from YouTube and iTunes and Reddit and what I can't even post previews on Facebook anymore. If I link Rumble or Frank's speech, all it says is just rumble.com. Won't even say the URL. It doesn't matter. Is it's going to keep going. So I would say don't be demoralized. I wouldn't argue
Well,
with you, and that I'm saying that it's not bad, but I would say no, a lot more people just 12 months ago have the balls to come out and say something now
well,
because
it's
it's
not about
becoming
saying something anymore. It's not
sure.
about saying something. Tommy, it's not about saying something. It's about doing
But
something.
that is the first step.
Yeah.
No, that is the
I'm
first step because 4 years ago we couldn't even get anyone to say anything. So I'm with
right.
you. You do have to take a next step. But it's like you and I are going, man, all these fat people aren't doing high intensity cardio. And it's like, hey, our goal last year was to get them to go to the gym. Are they at the
Yeah.
gym now, Joe? And you're like, I guess they are at the gym. I'm like, all right, we should keep moving it forward. But we're somewhere now that a year ago was unimaginable, that 4 years ago was unfathomable. So
I
that's
agree.
why I'm still confident is because the threshold, the barrier to entry is lower and lower and lower. 5 years ago, if you want to make a remotely conservative point, you had to preface it with 9 paragraphs about how you personally sucked off Bill Clinton. I've sacrificed chickens with Hillary. I am a Democrat through and through. Now the barrier to entry is so low. You can just go, hey, I don't think I don't think you should be eating people's pets. Like it is becoming so easy to enter now. The barrier to entry is so low. That's my
Yeah. I mean, look, we are so afraid of what we can't see. We what if and how come ourselves to death, right? And we put ourselves in a place where, frankly, we're having this conversation about what we know to be fact. And people always tell me all the time, they're like, Joe, I'm worn out. And I'm like, why? Because you always talk about election fraud. Okay. Well, sooner or later, I'm going to continue to speak the truth over and over and over again. And sooner or later, you're going to decide to do something or not.
Yeah.
But all we're going to do is become a catalyst for more people. We have to build density.
Yeah.
Density is really the place that we're going. And I've got some big news coming out, by the way. Big news.
You're
Big,
transitioning.
big news. Yes.
Yes. Housekeeping.
To my Haitian brother, I
Oh.
am coming a Haitian brother.
You come on
I
next
have-
time in blackface with fucking.
How you doing, my Haitian brother? He has adopted me into the Haitian. I will be eating people.
That's gonna
He
be
was
the
so
next
mad
show
at me
we
after
do.
the-
You're gonna have blackface on. You're gonna be
I'll do
like
it.
waving ferns and stuff. No, it's gonna. We'll wrap it up. I know it's 4, but I was gonna say it makes me think of those casino, not even casino, like Chuck E. Cheese's games where it just drops the coins and the coins get higher and higher and higher, and you're trying to knock it over. That's what we're doing. And with every
Yeah.
additional coin, it's just more precarious. It's just, hey, we want to keep going. All right, we'll keep adding more coin. It's to me, that's how I look at it. Is like, it's so much larger than you and I can drop dead and it won't stop. That's why I'm confident. And then what we always kind of end it with is, yeah, I truly believe in an all-knowing, all-loving, all-powerful creator. And I think it's like your mom and dad throwing you into the pool and they're like, swim to me. They're not gonna let you drown. You're terrified, but they're not gonna let you drown. That's what God's doing. He's just saying, jump into the pool. Jump into the pool. And after this life, you're gonna be like, man, I really thought the stolen elections mattered. Like, yeah, no, they're all burning in just unimaginable horror right now. And you're like, yeah, all right. That's how I look at it. But you are obligated to end the show with a prayer. That is, you have to do that, or I will send Haitian voodoo doctors after you.
I don't do that. I would love to end the show with a
Brother.
prayer. Brother, I am here for you, brother. No, I know people are like, you're appropriating Haitians. You mean like they're appropriating our ducks and geese? Yeah, that. Got it. All right. Father, forgive me. All right, ready? Let's go. Father God, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to work the problem. Thank you for the opportunity to be born at a time such as this. This is like the greatest time to be alive in the history of humanity. We get to serve you, Father. We get to walk a path of restoration and bringing you back to everything that is sacred about humanity. Father, we are grateful for the blessings that you've given us, for the time that you've given us with our friends and family. We're grateful for eternal life. We're grateful for the opportunity to one day be with you again. And Father, we are grateful for the test of life. Father, I ask you to bless those that are listening, that they may be pushed by the Holy Spirit to do something, to stand in the gap in a place of interposition between those that would do harm and those that would be harmed. Father, I ask you to give us the strength and the wisdom to be able to speak into the hearts of fools and to be able to combat all of the lies and dishonesty of the devil itself, which we know we are fighting. Father, I ask you to bring families together. Help us create unlikely alliances, to forgive each other while still recognizing the need sometimes to lift up the sword. And Father, I know for me, I would just ask you that you give me the ability to get more into the word so that I can actually be filled up. Sometimes there's this despair that comes over all of us. And Father, I'm grateful for the word. And I'm sorry that I haven't spent as much time on it as I probably should. Father, I ask you to bless Tommy, that as he speaks, that he may speak words that you have influenced, that you have put into his mouth. And you will give him the opportunity to stand with his brothers and sisters shoulder to shoulder and to become a leader among men, and that his voice may amplify and that he may be a person that can do great things in order to bring you into areas where you are not allowed. Father, I ask you to give us this one thing: victory. I know that things happen in your time, but I think, Father, that I'm patient. And I know that it is your time, but I'm asking it to be your time. This is a bold prayer. that we may overcome and be able to expose everything and to hold those evildoers accountable. Father, I ask these things humbly in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Thank you, brother. That was beautiful.
Absolutely.
And for us to have the courage to move forward when we don't want to. And anyone can be ready to rock, and you're feeling you got the American flag, let's go. No, the times you need to be strong are the ones where you feel sick to the pit of your stomach. And you're like, I want to wake up. I just wish everything was better. That's when we need strength. That's the most important gym days are the ones where you're tired, the weights are heavy, and you don't want to do it. Those are the days where you really you build muscle and you build mental muscle. Anyone can go to the gym on a great day. It's sunny. The girl you like just texted you. You just got a huge podcast guest and you're just running into the gym and you're looking great. Hey, Merry Christmas. I want to see what you do on 2 hours of sleep in the middle of December when the sun sets at 2 p.m. and you got Christmas chub on you and you're going, that's when you work out. And so
100%.
that's what I want. I want that courage and power from God. So thank you, brother.
Right.
Till next
God
time.
bless
Thank
you.
you so much for your time. My brother.
My brother, don't be eating the cats and dogs, my brother.
Shaking the ferns and the monkeys' heads. Yeah, we can't get banned from any. We're already banned from everything else. So what do I care? We'll do blackface next time. All right, Jeff. Thank you so much, guys.